was referring to the page 218 of your book, where actually you talk about different types of spirits, not ghosts. And you mentioned rephaim, metim, shedim, elohim, and ob. I know you mentioned elohim, and I know you mentioned ob. Ob is a human spirit that could be contacted by a psychic, and elohim could be God, but there are also fallen entities or human spirits or angels called elohim. But can we please quickly just explain what are rephaim? And I'm especially interested in rephaim because Dr. Heiser mentions them so many times. So what are rephaim? What are metim? And what are shedim?
I should have prepared for shedim because that's a hard word and it's translated demon in the Bible, but it's not really a demon. But so these are Hebrew words that the Hebrew writers were using to convey different aspects, different things in the spirit realm. So Elohim is a word that means something that inhabits the spiritual realm. This is what Dr. Heiser argued. And a lot of people, by the way, a lot of scholars agree with him, but it's not a popular opinion. And since it's not popular, they won't go on the limb. They won't come public with it, which is, what's something great about Dr. Heiser is he went public with it. Like he presented a paper and a lot of people agree with it, but they weren't going to back him up. It's like cowards, right? But so it's a residence term. It's a place residence term is what Elohim is. So anything that lives in the spirit realm would be an Elohim. And so Elohim applies to God when it's God, the capital G. It can apply to the gods of the nation, lower G gods, right? It can refer to human spirits, the disembodied humans. It can refer to demonic spirits like shedim and rephaim. And rephaim is a word for, it's used a couple times in the Old Testament, but it refers to giants, basically giants. It's a giant clan. It's really interesting, actually, that Sodom and Gomorrah were allied with Rephaim, with the giants. So it's bad news, man. Don't ally yourself with the Rephaim. A little bit later in the Old Testament, Rephaim refers to basically creatures in the underworld, right? In Sheol or in hell. Hell is a loaded term, but creatures in the underworld or where the dead go in the Old Testament and in their cosmology, where the dead goes. So it refers to like dead pagan kings. Well, yeah, because dead pagan kings were giants, right? They typically were tall and so they're evil and considered like demonic, basically. I don't remember what was the other word. I don't remember what that is. I'd have to get back to you on it. Shedim.
Metim.
Oh, metim. Yeah, I don't remember. I'd have to look in the book. I don't remember what that is.
Yeah, it basically says spirits of the dead.
Yeah, I mean, the Old Testament used several words. My point in bringing all those out is the different Old Testament words referred to human spirits, and don't talk to them. like don't engage them.
Yeah, it's interesting when you mention the second part of the definition of who Rephaim are. So not just the giants, but the spirits of the wicked ones who were under the pit. I mean, in the pit, in the underworld, which is not literally hell, probably Sheol or Hades. And I have in one of the books here, a work of Derek Gilbert, who is not a scholar, but he does a decent job of researching stuff and putting them together. He was acquainted with the work of Dr. Heiser, and they knew each other. And that was the first place where I read about Rephaim. I was like, is Derek Gilbert correct? Because I don't remember this, because I knew the first part about one of the clans of giants being Rephaim, but I'm like, oh snap, like they're the spirits of the dead in that pit, in that underworld, which are called Rephaim. And by the way, when you said that in the spiritual warfare, when you tell the demon, go to the pit, because the hell is not full yet, the hell is closed for now until the judgment comes, you probably mean to go to that kind of pit, to the Sheol, to the underworld, correct?
Yep. They don't belong here, they belong there. But we don't have authority to judge humans, living or dead.